Welcome to my first ever LEGO mod video. This will be the first in a series of videos where I take existing LEGO sets and modify them using a minimum of additional pieces from my collection. I had the idea for these LEGO set modifications after coming up with a number of mocks in LEGO Digital Designer and realizing just how much it was going to cost me to order the parts on Bricklink. I thought this would be a nice alternative, which will buy me some time until I save up enough money to order the parts I need and work on my mocks. This also gives me the chance to do something I always wanted to do, which is to take some of the city sets I already own and make them look more realistic. The original city sets are great for kids, or even adults, who want to be able to play with the set after building it, but I'm personally just not that interested in playability, and I was looking for something more true to life for my city. The first set I decided to work on is the City Police Station, set number 60047, which originally came out in 2014. Let's take a look at the original set to refresh everyone's memory. I got this set for Christmas of 2014, and I was excited to add it to my city, but like I said, there were some features I just didn't like. For example, I'm sure the jail cell tower with the crook in the truck breaking the other crook out is fun if you like to play with the sets, but I think it makes more sense to have the jail, maybe even a larger scale prison, separate from the police headquarters. This feature was fun to build at the time, but it just didn't seem to make sense in my city. So, let's take a look at what I came up with. Right away, you can see some pretty significant changes. First, the jail cell tower, as I mentioned, is gone. I also got rid of the guard tower because it didn't make sense to me to have a guard tower if there wasn't a jail cell tower. I actually used some of the parts from the guard tower columns to fortify the office portion of the station. I decided to keep the maintenance garage. I thought something like that still made sense in a true-to-life police station. I can picture squad cars coming in for the occasional routine maintenance after the officers come back from patrol. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to keep the radar, which originally went on top of the garage. I tried to make it work, but with the way I moved everything closer together, it would bump into the side of the office when I tried to spin it around 360 degrees. I haven't ruled out adding something else to the top of the garage. As you can see, I even added a door so that a maintenance worker can access the garage roof. I just don't know what I want to add at this time, so I left it blank. I also modified this corner of the building. In the original set, there was a cutout. The whole section was actually cut out. So I added one of the 6x6 gray plates from the guard tower to make this a straight wall. I also moved the blue column from the left, which was originally here, over to this side here. This left an empty space from the office to the vehicle garage, which I will hope to fill in later. But again, my only goal for this initial exercise was to make it look more realistic enough without adding a ton of extra pieces. For the final modification to the outside, I moved the chopper landing pad over so it's more centered on top of the roof. Now let's take a look at the inside. I tried not to change too much here, but moving some of the columns and doors around forced me to make some changes. The waiting area and the front desk are still on the first floor. I just moved everything around a bit so that it's out of the way of the doors. I also moved the equipment rack down from the second floor. It seemed to me to make more sense that the officers coming in and going out could take stuff from the rack or put it back more easily if it was on the first floor. As you can see, the floor is not tiled. Maybe I'll eventually tile the floor, but we'll have to see about that. On the second floor, I still have the processing desk, and the camera is still lined up with the same column, but I moved the water cooler so it's closer to the desk. That way the officer responsible for the photo processing doesn't have to walk all the way across the floor to get a drink of water. If I ever do tile the floors, I'll do the second floor too. As you can see, the back of the structure is still blank. I did this not only because I was trying to add a minimum number of pieces from my collection, but because this set is going to eventually be placed at the back of my city next to a wall, so it won't even be noticeable. So, how many pieces not included in the original set did I use to make this mod? Drum roll, please. 1. That's right, 1 piece. I used one white 1x4 brick, which I pulled from my collection and added it to the back of the structure right here. I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. I found it pretty challenging to modify an existing set, but in the end, once it was finished, I found it to be very rewarding. Now I can add the police station back to my city and start working on my next LEGO mod. That'll do it for this video. Make sure you let me know what you think in the comments section, and stay tuned for part 2, which will be coming soon. Thanks for watching.